this is Taipan for Shanzai.com, and we're back in the studio doing some videos for you again as promised. And today we've got our hands on for a short little time the Rena3. Now the Rena3 is an Android 2.2 tablet. It's a 7-inch tablet, 16:9 aspect ratio. And it's kind of an interesting one for us because it's got a capacitive touchscreen, and I know everyone likes to have the capacitive when they can. It's also got a different processor than we've seen before. It's got an NEC. They're claiming that it's a dual-core processor with 1.2 gigahertz performance and also 512 megabits of RAM. At least that's what the specs say. We'll have to check it out for ourselves, and I think it should be interesting because we'll be expecting quite a decent performance at those kind of specs. So one of the cool things that you first notice about the Rena3 is it doesn't have that same Shanzai packaging that almost all the other tablets have. If you remember, they usually come in a white box and then they've got the picture of the tablet on the top, and that's about it. Maybe some Android 2.2 on the side. So actually we were quite happy to see that Rena's gone a little bit of an extra mile in terms of the packaging. They still made a few little spelling mistakes with video and a few other things that make it a nice Shanzai tablet. But really, you can see that they put a little bit of effort and thought into creating their own unique packaging. Fancy. And you can see they've listed some of the features here on the back for you so you can know what you're getting yourself into. A little bit of Bluetooth, some good video performance, Wi-Fi, and of course your Android and camera. So let's take a look at the device here. Let's pop it out of the box, take off the sleeve, open up the tablet, and lo and behold, inside we've got the Rena3. Now here's the actual device itself. Pull off the beautiful covering tape, and there's some of the product for you to check out here. I'm going to go through this here in more detail for you and do a walkthrough of the device for you in a second. Let's just see what else we've got in the box. We've got an instruction manual user guide. And one of the things that's kind of impressive about the Rena3 compared to the other ones is that it actually has pictures and English. So for those of you who haven't used a tablet before, it might be kind of nice for you to fool around with that a little bit. That's a little extra bonus. It's all in the details for these Rena guys, I think. Further into the box, you'll see we've got your power charger. Standard Western power charger you're seeing here. It looks a little bit more robust than some of the other ones that we've kind of checked out before. So again, it's nice to see quality there. It also comes with two cables here. Both of those are for your USB connections, one with a male and one with a female USB connection on the end, and a mini USB connection on the opposite side of the device. That's about all you get in the box, and that's about all you'll need. I guess you'll have to supply your own headphones. Now, going back to the actual tablet itself, as we mentioned, it's a 7-inch tablet with a 16:9 aspect ratio. Now let's walk through the front side of the device. You can see there's a 4-button layout here. We've got the home screen button, we've got a search button, we've got a back button, and we've also got a new sort of little, I've seen this icon before, but it's for the menu button. So your typical Android buttons that you need for using your Android device. There's a little light here for the power to let you know what power state is on. There's also a tiny little blue light here for which I'm not sure what that's all about. I'm not sure how well it shows up in camera, but we'll play with it a little more and give you some ideas about that. Coming over to the edge of the device, you can see that it's a really slim device actually, very thin. And maybe I should have brought the iPad in so we can compare how thin it is to that, because actually that's a really thin device we're looking at here. It's got a power supply connection here that you put the pin in on the end of your power supply. It's got HDMI out, so they're expecting to have good video performance if you're going to hook that up to your TV set. The mini USB connection that your cables that are included will go with. And it also has a headphone jack here. And interestingly, they've got the 2 screws here, heads are exposed for how they put the case on. So for those who like to tinker with the device, getting inside there won't be difficult at all. Coming around the edge of the device, we see that there's again 3 more buttons, and we've got a volume up and a volume down control button, and we've also got a power button. So I've just pressed the power button, and the device is now booting up while we speak, or actually is it's already on. Go around the device. Further down on this bottom side here, we've got the other edge, again 2 screws mirroring the other side, screw placements for holding the case in place. But there's also 2 slits here in the device, and those slits actually output the audio. So the speakers are hiding in behind that, and we'll listen to some audio quality in a few minutes to give you an idea how well those work. Further we go finally along the bottom side of the device. Now the bottom side of the device is a bit interesting because there is a connection here which looks like one of the larger USB type connections. I can't remember the name of that particular connection, but we've seen those on a few different tablets before. And underneath here is a strip which you can pull back and it reveals the slot for the micro SD card. Now it doesn't pull back any further than that, but the strip is quite long, and I'm suspecting in the future versions of this we'll be seeing maybe a SIM card slot or something in there, so you can add your SIM card to it as well. So for now it just pulls back to here. We've got the SD card slot there, which is also indicated on the back of the device. The device lets you know what all the different little ports are for, which is also handy for those who haven't used it. The back of the device has got indicators where the headphone, USB, HDMI, and the power supply connection are, but it's also got a reset button here, so if you've got like a closed pin or some safety pin or something, you can sit there and plug that in and reset your entire device easily. This mysterious connection here though, there's no connection cable for it inside the box. I'm not really sure what that's all about. Now the material itself for the device is actually like a plastic. It's not a rubberized plastic, and it's not a really particularly smooth hard plastic either. It's kind of somewhere in between. Actually has a nice feel to it. Again, I'm a fan of the white tablets, only not because I really like the color, but I think they hide the things like fingerprints and whatnot that you see on the black tablets really well. And this particular material doesn't pick up fingerprints in any way, shape, or form. Coming over to the front side of the device though, you can see that we've got a lovely capacitive touchscreen. Looks like it's really clean and nice look to it. Again, the screen brightness off the bat from booting it up seems to be pretty nice. Let's take a look at some of the performance of the device now. So, as I mentioned, capacitive touchscreen, incredibly responsive. Probably of all the tablets we've reviewed before, this has the most responsive screen that we've played with. It's great for that. And it is going and transitioning between the different screens very quickly and smoothly, so I guess we've got to give some credit to the NEC processor for that. Now let's quickly check out some of the music here. I mentioned that there's some slits here on the back that are outputting the audio, so let's give it a try. Now, I'm not sure how clear that's coming through on the video there, but I have to assure you that is probably one of the better sounds. It's not amazing sounding, but it is a lot better than some of the typical sounds that we get coming from a tablet, so in that sense it's got better audio than most. If we come back to the screen here, one of the other things that's nice about this one is it also includes a front-facing camera, and I know you can't get enough of Taipan, so if you look at this camera, one of the things I have to say right away is that it handles the brightness of the room very well. A lot of the other tablets that we reviewed have had sort of dark kind of camera pictures, regardless of the quality of the supposable megapixels of their cameras. This one's a 1.3 megapixel camera, and I have to say actually it's probably one of the better, the way it handles the light seems to be a lot better than most of the front-facing cameras that we've encountered before. So before I delve into the video content there and show you some of our typical test content that we show off, I did want to point out though that the demo unit that we received has got Android Market access on it, so that's obviously a bonus right there. It's got quite a few applications already preloaded onto the device. It's got the Office Suite Pro, in fact, on there for people who want to use it for doing documents and things like that. We've also got Angry Birds, our favorite, up there. Maybe we'll finish up with Angry Birds Rio demo for you at the end of the video here today. But yeah, let's get into the video performance with this dual core processing and NEC processor. Let's give it some heavy tests to check out. Now let's go into our SD card where we've got our test content and get right into our videos here. Now let's list those out. Now we've got an H.264 1080p MP4 formatted video of our old Booth Babe video. We lied to you, we haven't replaced it with a new video yet, so you'll still have to watch that one. And here comes the movie performance on that. Now, if you look at the video performance here, it's probably a little bit hard to tell on the video there. It's pretty smooth. I would say it's not quite as smooth as some of the Tegra devices that we checked out before, but it is playing 1080p video, pumping out the audio nicely as we noted before with the music. And the view is pretty good, just a little bit stuttering, not 100% performance on that. So let's go back and try another format. So that was 1080p MP4. Let's try a 1080p WMV9 video and try that again, see how that plays. You can see that it's, again, the audio is probably on cue, but it is going a lot slower through the video. It is struggling with the WMV9 format. So it does seem to be a powerful processor from NEC, but it looks like it's going to be, as usual, specific to certain formats where the performance looks really good. Let's try our MKV Man United Liverpool file. And actually the movie player isn't even recognizing that as a video image, but let's see what happens when we try that as a video. Let's see what happens. You can see the device is choking on that a little bit. It looks like it's not going to play nice with an MKV file format. So obviously if you're going to be playing 1080p video, probably from this quick test with our few formats there, the .mp4 format is best. Take advantage of the HDMI out to your TV there. Let's look at the 720 version of that just to have a look at that. Yeah. Now, our cameraman, when he took the booth bay video, was a bit jerky, so I have to say, actually, that video is looking as it should be right now. At 720p, it has crunching through that video, no problem whatsoever. The Rena3 has got some a G sensor, like most tablets does. One of the interesting things about it is, while it will do the adjustment through most of the rotations, it doesn't actually adjust for this final rotation. So it's 270 degrees of rotation. It won't rotate for that one. It will rotate here, and it will rotate, of course, into landscape mode in this side. So obviously they've designed the product with the intention that it's sort of a right-handed device, expecting you to use it probably in this position. There is a little light indicator here that we've discovered will light as you have the device plugged in, so it'll let you know when it is charging up. The blue light is just to let you know, I guess, that the device is on, so even later when you put it to sleep quickly with the power button, you can bring it up, you'll know that it's actually on and ready to go at any time. And that's kind of nice. Now, as we flip through the device here, we'll quickly get to our last demo for today, which is the Angry Birds Rio. A quick word on the browsing experience. We did do some browsing ourselves earlier, and it was fine and typical of most of the tablets we've seen with a decent processor behind it. But let's fire up Angry Birds Rio here to see how the NEC chip handles a little bit of light gaming. I don't know if you're a fan of the Angry Birds series or not. I personally prefer the original actually to the Rio, but anyway. Let's fire off our little fellas here. Have we got some volume here? Actually, I think we haven't got the, let's bring on some audio. I think what you can tell from, if you're a player of Angry Birds, actually, the thing that's kind of interesting about it is that it is an incredibly smooth version. It's really nice to play Angry Birds on such a big screen like this. For someone who plays it on my phone all the time, I have to admit I'm a bit of an Angry Bird addict. It's smoother and nicer than I play on my HTC Desire HD. It's a bigger screen. The graphics are beautifully suited for this form factor of device, so I could see gaming on this device being really fun. So to wrap things up for the short time that we've been able to spend with the Rena3 today, I have to say, actually, the tablet is very, very good. For a 7-inch size device, I was quite impressed. I'm not really a big fan of a lot of the 7-inch tablets. The capacitive touchscreen is probably the best and most responsive of any of the tablets that we've played with, even some of our favorites from last year, the Hero tablets that we reviewed. The gaming performance and the limited amount of browsing that we did on the device was very good, so we're really impressed with that. Video performance wasn't quite as good as we expected. 1080p format in the MP4 format was good. The WMV9 format wasn't that great, so I guess you'll have to take that limitations into consideration. But pretty much almost everything else on the device was one of the best experiences we've had. Even the audio quality was quite good that we were impressed with. If you're a fan of white, especially, or something that looks a little bit different, I think you'll really like the device. If you're a fan of the 7-inch form factor, again, probably this is the best 7-inch tablet that we've reviewed. I would say for the price, you're looking at, I think, a sub $250 price tag on this. For that value, I think it's excellent.